Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. Want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and this is why Power Book 5 would have been great. Now, the reason why I talk about Book 5 is basically because at the end of the day, it was a show that we were going to have, and I was looking forward to it. The reason why I say that is because where basically Power Book 2 Ghost is a continuation of Book 1, and Power Book 3 is Raising Kanan, and it's all about the backstory of Kanan, and Book 4 Force was like pretty much the same stuff from Book 2 Ghost and Book 1, continuing that, but it's in Chicago and it's about Tommy. Book 5 would have been something different. It would have been pretty much Tate in the political world, him dealing with political people, him dealing with so many different things. He would have been around churches. He would have been around other politicians, schools, rich families, elite families, poor families, because that's the interaction that he has. If you look at what, whenever we're around Tate is always dealing with people, whether they're rich or poor. He deals with everything. He's dealing with the rich. He's dealing with other politicians. He's dealing with, people who he can work with. He's dealing with the educational system. He's dealing with the poor. He doesn't discriminate his interaction, and he doesn't discriminate his support. And basically, it would have been so interesting to see how that worked. There was a show that one time came out a couple of years ago, and I think it was about, if you guys know who Kelsey Grammer is, he's very famous for playing Frasier, and that show was called Boss. And Boss was about politics and how things work. And it was an amazing show. It got canceled. I think they only did one or two seasons, but it showed a lot. I think what Book 5 Influence would have been about, it would have been like that show, but different. I think that it would have been Influence would have just been something different. Like it would have just been its own thing, and you would get a look, you would see what it really is in that political world, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? And another show that does that very well was the House of Cards. So it would have been interesting to see how that would have played out in the Power universe, because they do it so well in the show. Some of my favorite scenes in Power is in Book 1, where Ghost was, interacting with the political world, and he was crossing over and becoming a politician or just a supporter, or getting his name out there so people can look at James St. Patrick a bit different. And then when he encountered Tate, he was becoming what he was, and then for him to become lieutenant governor. I would have loved for him to continue on and become that character. As a matter of fact, when it comes down to it, I would say that basically Book 5 would have been a totally different monster. And don't get it twisted, I like my gangster stuff, I like my real world stuff, I love all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, there still would have been gangster stuff and Influence. Don't think it would have just been a situation like, oh, politics, we're just going to talk and we're going to get smart with one another. No, these people do each other very dirty, as I'm pretty sure you guys can see how things are done in Book 2, where you see how a lot of these people come at one another and how they work behind the scenes. So, well, not only that, you see the news. But when it comes down to it, that's pretty much why I say Power Book 5 would have been great. I think Influence would have been great. I do not know if that series is canceled or it's just something that it's going to happen, but not right now, because more power, more better, more power. We got like 100-something Law and Orders, man. We got like 100-something different shows. What, CSIs, NCISs? Why not 100-something Power? There ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's pretty much my perspective on things. That's all I want to talk about. Why I think Power Book 5 Influence would have been a great show, or will be a great show. But that's all I got to say in regards to that. I just want to say to all of you that it is your boy Bobby Beast here. I just want to say much love, much respect, hold it down, and one.